Hey folks, it is Chad here with Airstream in Greensboro. Behind me I have the 2023 Caravel 20 FB. It's one of the floor plans I haven't yet to make a walk around of. Now this is not necessarily my favorite floor plan, but it is a really good floor plan. Now of the Caravels, this is going to have the heaviest dry weight at 4,300 pounds. Now for all of the specifications of this Caravel, there's a link below that will take you straight to a site, a website with all the specifications on it, so you can see all that, as well as other information that is related to the Caravel. Now, one thing I want to mention with Airstream in Greensboro, we are a part of the largest and the most selling Airstream dealer network, meaning that we sell more Airstreams than any other dealer network in the country. That also means that if there's a particular unit floor plan that you're interested in, there's a good chance that I'll be able to get it for you, simply because we have more stores that we can pull from. We also have the most service departments as well. We have over 1,100 service bays that service Airstreams all over the country, all the way over to the East Coast, north and south of the, or north and south on the East Coast, and then all the way to the West Coast. That makes more sense. And that just means that wherever you're going in your Airstream, you're going to have someone nearby that can help take care of you. So let's jump into a walk around of this Caravel 20 FB. We'll start on the outside and then jump to the inside. And starting with the outside, on the Caravel, you are going to have the rock guards as well as the solar guards. If you're looking at the Bambi version of this floor plan, you will not have rock guards there. It'll just be a 3M film. You do have the really nice double battery box. You can fit 2 batteries there. And you have an additional solar port that you can connect to there. And then underneath the front here, you're going to have your spare tire. Most all of your Airstreams are going to have that spare tire there. You have 2 20-pound propane tanks behind that nice cover. You are going to have the power ton jack, the Demco hitch system, and then you have the propane low pressure port for things like a outside grill or something of that nature. You're gonna have just that classic Airstream look, even on a small single axle floor plan with the Caravel. You do have the option to get the window awnings as we have here, and that's a simple pull down. You can do that most of the time with just one hand. And then you have your tankless hot water heater. You do get that with the Caravel. Hot and cold shower there on the non-camp side. Your city water inlet does have the pressure regulator built in. You do have a black tank flush, which is very important. If you've never been camping or using a camper and don't know that, that is important. And for some manufacturers, that's an upgrade. For Airstream, that's standard. And then you're going to have the standard 30 amp smart plug that is right there. And that is super easy to use. It's an awesome system. Then you have your gray and black tank outlets here. And there is a little light right there for if you're doing anything at night. Remember to always pull the black first and then the gray. Remember, black is all the stinky stuff that goes through the toilet. Gray is going to be your soapy water through your shower and your sinks, and that helps to clean out the hose, wash out the hose after you do your black tank. And then you have your camp cable hookups there, and there are 2, so you can do a satellite or cable. And then with the Caravel, you are going to get the classic handmade Airstream windows. And when we say handmade Airstream windows, a lot of what we're talking about is the frame. Now the glass, Airstream purchases that and has it made for them into their spec, but they make these frames in-house. On the Bambi, you're going to have a window that they purchase and install. These are going to be able to open almost 90 degrees when you have them open at their highest point. And then there's 3 different levels that you can use. You have the Demco axle, or Dexter axle, I should say, excuse me. Dexter axle with the Goodyear tires. And then on the Caravel, you're also going to get the bumper with the storage. It does have a locking system on it, so you're going to flip that up. There's 2 of these. You'll flip this one up, and then you can pull it. It does lock against that. That is something that's easy to bend. So you want to make sure anyone using this door is aware that that is there and not just a push down. We've had a few of these get bent at shows. And all you have to do is kind of lift up, lift the door up a little bit, and then pull the latch towards you, and it will unlatch. And then that's going to go in place Flip the latch back down. Isn't usually that difficult, but that one likes to be nice and secure. And then with the 20, your freshwater or potable water fill is going to be there in the back. That is gravity fed. And then you have a nice storage area here in the back. And that's going to be your main outside storage area. And it's fairly, I mean, it's hard to tell in video, but it's quite deep. Your 30 amp cable with the smart plug is there. That does come with it. And that is the only cable connection that comes with the Airstream. Any other connections, such as your water hose, your sewer hose, is going to be something that you'll need to pick up yourself. And then you have your furnace there. That's the furnace outlet. And then pretty much all your Airstreams are going to give you a 110 power connection on the campsite side. And with the Caravel, you also are going to get the really nice manual zipped awning. And the short one is super easy to use, but really even on the 30s are not really that difficult to use either. Now, personally, I would take the manual zipped awning over the powered simply because there's just less things to go wrong on this one. And it's a very strong awning as well. Now with the Caravel and the Flying Cloud in the International, you're going to have a manual stabilizer here. And these are heavy duty stabilizers. You have 4, 1 on each corner. Now you can easily make that a powered with a adapter and a power drill and run those down real easy. And you do have a skid plate here as well if you're worried about ground clearance. It will slide on that if you happen to hit something or you're in kind of a situation where the entrance or exit departure angle, I think is what they actually call that, is going to be an issue, and that's that part there. It'll slide on that. You could add wheels there if you wanted to. And then the Caravel, you do have the aluminum steps there. And on the campsite, the only windows outside of the door that you really have are these 2 port windows. That's part of the kitchen area, which I'll show on the inside here in a second. So that is the walk around of the outside. Just going to kind of come around to the front to give you a kind of shot of the campsite side from the front. Moving to the inside of the Caravel 20 FB, do want to talk about the door. And the reason we talk about the door so much with Airstream is just simply it really shows you the build quality of an Airstream. And what I mean by that is if they're willing to take the amount of time that they take to build this door, they're also taking that amount of time to build the rest of the camper. And if you're near an Airstream, check out the welds in the door frames and just how much they spend just making sure that that is built well and welded. It's solid. It has a great sound. They call it the vault door of the RV industry. If you've not had an opportunity to shut a door, that's also something I would recommend doing. Just shut the door. It sounds weird, but give it a good shot, and you'll hear the difference in that door versus something else in the market. Now, coming in to the Caravel 20, you have a little bit of storage here, just immediately to your right. A few light switches. This does have the dimming lights, and then the nice marking board that you get on most of the Airstream travel trailer lines. Then there's a pantry immediately to your left. And then you'll have your 12-volt TV, and that is on a bracket, so you can swing that out and angle it more towards the bed. You have a 12-volt refrigerator that is right here in the kitchen area. And the 12-volt fridge works really good. It does freeze your ice cream. Now, I will say, with this size of a camper, the freezer is not massive, but there is a little freezer there as well. You've got your power, your fuse and breaker box is going to be right there. And I'll just continue right on into the kitchen. Now, this is going to have the best kitchen as far as the Caravel and Baby line goes. And that is a lot of the reason why people like this floor plan, because it really feels like a full-size camper, even though you're in a shorter floor plan, sub 22-foot floor plan on a single axle. Lots of good storage. And then the just beautiful residential looking 3-burner stovetop. I love this stovetop. My wife would love that stovetop. And then you have a lot of counter space in this kitchenette as well, or kitchen I should say. that you're not going to get in really any of the other floor plans. You've got the convection microwave right there. And that's also going to have an air fryer. So it's a regular microwave, a convection oven, and then also an air fryer. And it does a few other things that's pretty neat. And then that's those port windows that's facing the campsite of the RV. And you have this really nice window that opens that's going to be behind the sink. That's just a fantastic look. I love having a window at the sink because you do spend a lot of time washing dishes and things when you're out camping. Now these covers for the sink can also be a cutting board. That's that kind of nylon material. And then you're going to have your charge controller here for your Vectron charge controller. It is MPPT. And then your progressive dynamics 1000-watt inverter. That's standard on the Caravel. The solar is an option. Your sea level 2 for your tank systems does give you a percentage. And then you've got a 12 volt, or excuse me, 110 power outlet right there. And then you have a true vent that vents to the outside. You do have a pull down for all of your windows, so you can shut that off as well. Let me show you the storage under the sink. You've got great storage under the sink. Trash can does come with it. And this goes all the way back into here as well. So you can really store some things here in the kitchen of the Caravel 20FB. Now I'm going to flip around and I'll show you the dinette and the bed area before we do the bathroom. So you have a really nice dinette here. You can fit 4 adults there, very comfortable. You can also sleep here too, so that will go down and make into a bed. And then you've got some nice storage above. And this is going to resemble the International Airstream with the sliding plexiglass doors that's above. You have an inverted circuit right there. And then behind this one, you're going to have your JL audio receiver for your sound system. And you do have an HDMI port there as well as a USB port. So you can add something like a Roku or Apple TV or a DVD player if you're living in the old school. You can add that here, plug that in to that spot, and that is wired over to your TV. You do have a curtain right here that you can use to separate the bedroom area from the rest of the coach if someone gets up a little bit earlier than the other person. Now, you have a really nice bed that goes all the way east to west. It's touching both sides of the camper. It is going to be on the shallow side for the Caravel line. If you're looking for the largest bed in the Caravel, that's going to be found in the 22FB for the Caravel and Bambi. And then all of these cushions and covers and pillows and things do come with the Caravel. And there's a light here. Right there. Shine some light on this situation. And then you've got speakers right there and right there. And there's a little bit more storage that's going to be above the bed area. And then right there, it's going to be your next or your other inverted circuit. So that power plug is on the inverted circuit. And then you do have 4 USB-A ports right there for charging straight off your 12 volt, right off your 12 volt circuit, which is going to come directly off your battery. Now you do have some storage, there's it right there, underneath this bed. And it's going to have some pull-out containers. Let me pull this all the way out so we can see. Man, that is in there tight. All right. Doing this live, folks. So that was pretty tight. You've got 2 more bins, a bin to the left, so an enormous amount of storage under here. Albeit you do have to fight it a little bit to get the container out. And then you have a little bit of a dresser drawer here with full extension drawers. And above that, you'll find your wardrobe with storage above, and then of course hanging storage, or you can add whatever else that you might want to add there. And that's your storage area. And then the last thing I haven't showed you is going to be the bathroom. And the bathroom is going to be this whole corner. And it's bigger than the CB, or the 19 CB, smaller than the 22 FB. But a good sized shower. There is a seat there in the corner. You've got the nice porcelain toilet. And then stainless steel sink. It does have the tankless hot water heater. That control is there. You got some storage underneath your sinks. And then you do have a really nice large mirror with a medicine cabinet style storage behind it. And you also have those 2 port windows. And I'm going to step into the shower. So stepping into the shower, there is good room in here. And actually, well, this feels like it might be a little bit more, maybe a ½ an inch more than like the split baths that we see in the Flying Cloud and some of the other longer floor plans. But good room in the shower, being that it's a corner shower. You are able to move the head around, which is really nice. You do have a little bit of storage that's in this area for your soaps and things. And of course you have the seat. Plenty of room here. I'm 5'10", with shoes on I'm probably closer to 5'11". So there's a good amount of room here. If you're 6 foot, you'll be fine. If you're over 6 foot, it's going to be a little bit tight. And then the other thing that I want to do is sit down on the commode. And the commode, I will say, it sits a little high, but there's plenty of room as far as legs. We can also close the door and not have any issues with that either. So this is definitely one of the nicer bathrooms that Airstream has with the Caravel line. The 22 FB is going to definitely be the best bathroom as far as size and room, as well as the largest bed. But it's also the largest floor plan that they offer in the single axle shorter floor plans. Now this is going to be the end of the video walk around of the Caravel 20 FB. Again, if you're looking for those specifications, there'll be a link below for that. If you have any questions about any Airstreams, including the one that I just walked, feel free to reach out. My contact information is below there in the description. Other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope we talk soon. Thanks. Bye.